Have you ever wondered what it truly means to live like a queen? For Queen Elizabeth II, her reign wasn't just marked by extraordinary leadership, but also by a collection of treasures that symbolized centuries of royal heritage and personal elegance. From dazzling diamonds to iconic estates, her possessions tell the story of a monarch whose influence spanned generations and continents. In this journey, we'll uncover 20 of the most expensive and fascinating items owned by Her Majesty, each one a blend of history, luxury, and intrigue. How did these treasures shape her legacy? What makes a McDonald's drive-thru or a fleet of cars a part of royal life? And which piece stands out as the ultimate symbol of her reign? Let's dive in to find out. 1. Buckingham Palace, the heart of royal grandeur. Buckingham Palace stands as the ultimate symbol of British royalty. Built in 1703 as Buckingham House, it became the official residence of the monarch in 1837 during Queen Victoria's reign. For Queen Elizabeth II, it served as the beating heart of her monarchy, hosting state events, royal ceremonies, and countless audiences with dignitaries from around the world. With a staggering 830,000 square feet of floor space, the palace is a marvel of architecture and history. It houses 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, 92 offices, and 78 bathrooms. Every corner of Buckingham Palace exudes luxury, from the gilded throne room to the exquisite white drawing room, often used for private audiences. Its east wing, with the iconic balcony, has witnessed historic moments like royal weddings and jubilee celebrations. But Buckingham Palace is more than just a royal residence. It's a working hub for the monarchy. The Queen carried out much of her administrative work here, holding weekly meetings with prime ministers and addressing matters of state. The grandeur of the palace was matched only by its symbolism, representing the continuity and stability of the crown. As we move forward, let's leave behind the bustling halls of Buckingham Palace and embark on a journey across the seas with the royal yacht Britannia, another jewel in the Queen's collection. 2. Royal Yacht Britannia, a floating palace. Launched in 1953, the Royal Yacht Britannia was more than just a vessel. It was a floating symbol of British prestige. Commissioned at the dawn of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the yacht served the royal family for over 4 decades, traveling more than 1 million nautical miles across the globe. From state visits to family holidays, Britannia offered a glimpse into the royal lifestyle at sea. The ship's design balanced grandeur and practicality. Its interiors included luxurious drawing rooms, dining halls, and even private apartments for the Queen and Prince Philip. Golden door handles, custom furnishings, and silverware added to its opulence. Yet the ship also reflected the Queen's practicality. It had room for her cars, a private hospital, and quarters for its dedicated crew. Britannia played host to numerous world leaders, strengthening diplomatic ties in ways only a royal yacht could. It was a venue for state banquets and private conversations that shaped history. However, Britannia wasn't just for official purposes. It also served as a retreat where the royal family could escape the public eye and enjoy moments of privacy. When decommissioned in 1997, Britannia became a museum in Edinburgh, attracting millions of visitors. It stands as a monument to Queen Elizabeth II's legacy and her connection to a rapidly changing world. Next, we shift from the waves to the walls of Balmoral Castle, a beloved sanctuary nestled in the Scottish Highlands. 3. Balmoral Castle, a Highland retreat. Tucked away in the scenic Scottish Highlands, Balmoral Castle was more than a royal residence. It was a cherished retreat for Queen Elizabeth II. Purchased by Prince Albert for Queen Victoria in 1852, the castle became a private estate, passed down through generations of the royal family. For Elizabeth, Balmoral was a sanctuary where she could step away from the formalities of monarchy and embrace the beauty of nature. The castle's architecture, rebuilt in 1856, reflects Victorian Gothic design, with its granite facade blending harmoniously with the surrounding landscape. Set on 50,000 acres of lush greenery, Balmoral includes gardens, farmland, and forests. It's a haven for outdoor activities like fishing, horseback riding, and deer stalking, pastimes that Elizabeth enjoyed during her stays. Inside, Balmoral exudes understated elegance, combining comfort with royal charm. It was here that the Queen often spent her summer holidays, hosting close family members and enjoying moments of respite from her demanding schedule. Balmoral was not just a home. It was where Elizabeth's love for Scotland blossomed and where she felt most at ease. Even in her later years, Balmoral remained one of her favorite places, and it was here, surrounded by the tranquility of the Highlands, that she spent her final days in 2022. From Balmoral, we move to another estate steeped in history and family ties, Sandringham Estate. 4. Sandringham Estate, a royal family home. Located in the picturesque county of Norfolk, Sandringham Estate holds a special place in the history of the British royal family. Purchased by Queen Victoria in 1862 as a private retreat for her son, the future King Edward VII, Sandringham has been a treasured family home for generations. For Queen Elizabeth II, it was a beloved personal property, distinct from the state-owned royal residences. Spread over 20,000 acres, the estate encompasses rolling parklands, woodlands, and farmland. The red brick house, built in the Jacobean style, features grand yet cozy interiors. It's a blend of tradition and comfort, with rooms adorned with antique furnishings and personal touches that make it feel like a true family home. The estate also houses a church, St. Mary Magdalene, where the Queen regularly attended Christmas services with her family. Sandringham wasn't just a residence, it was a working estate. Queen Elizabeth took a keen interest in its operations, particularly its agricultural and conservation efforts. The estate is known for its innovative practices in organic farming and forestry. The Queen often spent her Christmas holidays here, continuing a long-standing family tradition. It was also the setting for personal milestones and family gatherings, making it an integral part of her life. From the serene landscapes of Norfolk, let's head north to Scotland, where Hollyrood House, another residence rich in history and ceremony, stands proudly. 5. Hollyrood House, Scotland's royal residence. Located at the end of Edinburgh's historic Royal Mile, the Palace of Hollyrood House serves as the official Scottish residence of the British monarch. With its origins dating back to the 12th century, Hollyrood House is steeped in history and tradition, a fitting symbol of Scotland's royal heritage. The palace's architecture is a mix of medieval, Baroque, and Georgian influences, making it a visual masterpiece. The interiors feature grand halls and galleries adorned with portraits of Scottish monarchs and historic artifacts. The Great Gallery in particular is a stunning showcase of royal art and craftsmanship. For Queen Elizabeth II, Hollyrood House was the centerpiece of her annual visits to Scotland. Every summer, she would host a week of royal engagements known as Holyrood Week, during which she celebrated Scottish culture, met with dignitaries, and hosted state banquets in the palace's opulent dining rooms. Beyond its ceremonial role, Hollyrood House offered a glimpse into the Queen's connection with Scotland. Its surrounding gardens provided a tranquil escape, while the historic ruins of Holyrood Abbey stood as a reminder of Scotland's rich past. Hollyrood House reflects the blending of tradition and modernity that defined the Queen's reign. Next, we explore another historic residence, Windsor Castle, a fortress of resilience and elegance that has stood the test of time. 6. Windsor Castle, a fortress of resilience. Windsor Castle, perched majestically on a hill overlooking the River Thames, is the oldest and largest inhabited castle in the world. Built in the 11th century by William the Conqueror, it has been a royal residence for over 900 years. For Queen Elizabeth II, Windsor Castle was much more than a historic monument. It was a cherished retreat and an enduring symbol of the monarchy. The castle blends medieval, Georgian, and Victorian architecture, creating a structure that is both a fortress and a palace. Its St. George's Chapel is a masterpiece of Gothic design, renowned as the spiritual home of the Order of the Garter. The castle's state apartments are filled with priceless art, opulent furnishings, and historical artifacts. Windsor Castle played a central role in Queen Elizabeth's life. It served as her primary residence for much of the COVID-19 pandemic, offering a sense of continuity during challenging times. The castle also hosted numerous royal weddings, state visits, and investitures, showcasing its versatility as a functional royal residence. In 1992, a devastating fire caused significant damage to the castle. The restoration effort, personally overseen by the Queen, highlighted her dedication to preserving its legacy. Windsor Castle remains a testament to the resilience and grandeur of the British monarchy. As we leave Windsor, let's turn our attention to the fascinating rites and traditions tied to the Queen's ownership of Britain's royal swan population. 7. The Royal Swans, a living symbol of monarchy. One of the most unique and enduring aspects of Queen Elizabeth II's royal heritage was her ownership of Britain's swans. Specifically, the monarch holds ownership of all unmarked mute swans swimming in open waters across England and Wales, a right dating back to medieval times. For centuries, swans symbolize purity, loyalty, and royalty, making them fitting creatures for the crown to protect. The tradition of royal swan ownership is not just symbolic, it's deeply ingrained in British culture. Each year, the Queen's Swan Marker led the Swan Upping, a ceremonial event where the swans on the River Thames were counted, checked for health, and tagged. This tradition, which began in the 12th century, continued to evolve under Elizabeth's reign, blending conservation with royal custom. The swans were also a reflection of the Queen's role as a steward of the nation's wildlife. She took pride in preserving this tradition, ensuring the swan population thrived in harmony with modern conservation practices. While swan ownership might seem like a quaint remnant of history, it demonstrated Elizabeth's commitment to blending ancient customs with contemporary responsibilities. From the serene waters of the Thames, we now turn to another royal possession steeped in history and mystery, the crown jewels. 8. The crown jewels, a legacy of splendor. Few symbols of monarchy are as iconic as the crown jewels, an extraordinary collection of regalia representing centuries of British history. Housed in the Tower of London, these jewels have been used in royal coronations, state events, and ceremonies, forming a tangible link between the past and present. For Queen Elizabeth II, the jewels were not just treasures but emblems of her role as the head of state. The collection includes over 100 ceremonial objects, the most famous being the St. Edward's crown. Made of solid gold and adorned with over 400 gemstones, this crown was placed on Elizabeth's head during her coronation in 1953. Another notable piece is the imperial state crown, featuring the Cullinan Diamond, and worn during the annual state opening of Parliament. The crown jewels also include scepters, orbs, and the coronation spoon, a relic believed to date back to the 12th century. Together, they represent the authority, power, and responsibilities of the monarchy. Beyond their ceremonial use, these jewels have immense historical and financial value, with some estimates placing their worth in the billions. As timeless symbols of monarchy, the crown jewels were a central part of Elizabeth's reign. From the glittering Tower of London, we move to a tiara that held deep personal and historical significance to the Queen, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. 9. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara, a sentimental treasure. Among Queen Elizabeth II's vast collection of jewels, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara stood out as a personal favorite. Often affectionately referred to as Granny's Tiara, it was a wedding gift from Queen Mary, Elizabeth's grandmother, who herself received it as a wedding gift in 1893. This tiara symbolized not only royal heritage, but also familial love and continuity. The tiara's elegant design features a delicate arrangement of diamonds set in silver and gold, creating a dazzling yet understated appearance. Originally fitted with a base of pearls, it was later modified to feature an all-diamond structure, making it versatile for both formal and personal occasions. The Queen was often photographed wearing this tiara, and it became one of her signature pieces. What made this tiara truly special was its sentimental value. As a gift passed down through generations, it represented the enduring bonds of the royal family. The Queen's frequent choice of this piece reflected her appreciation for its history and personal significance. The tiara was often paired with other jewels in her collection, demonstrating Elizabeth's knack for blending royal tradition with modern elegance. From this cherished tiara, we now journey to the rolling hills of Scotland to explore another emblem of royal legacy, the Duchy of Lancaster. 10. The Duchy of Lancaster, a royal estate of wealth. The Duchy of Lancaster is one of the oldest and most prestigious sources of wealth for the British monarchy. Established in 1265, it serves as a private estate held in trust for the reigning sovereign. For Queen Elizabeth II, the duchy was not only a financial asset, but also a reflection of her enduring connection to British history and governance. Spanning more than 45,000 acres of land across England and Wales, The duchy includes farmland, urban properties, forests, and even commercial ventures. Its holdings are diverse, ranging from historic buildings to modern office spaces, generating substantial income for the Queen's private purse. This revenue supported her personal expenditures and funded royal family engagements that fell outside state support. The estate also carries significant historical and cultural value. Its properties include the Savoy Estate in London, known for its iconic theatre and luxury hotel, as well as rural villages that have thrived under its stewardship. The duchy is a shining example of how the monarchy balances tradition with modern economic practices. The Queen played an active role in overseeing the duchy's operations, ensuring its sustainability and continued contribution to the Crown's financial independence. From this ancient estate, we now turn to a more modern, yet equally fascinating aspect of Elizabeth's royal possessions: her unlikely ownership of a McDonald's drive-thru. 11. A McDonald's drive-thru, the Queen's unlikely investment. It might surprise many that Queen Elizabeth II indirectly owned a McDonald's drive-thru, but this unexpected asset was a testament to the breadth of her property holdings. In 2008, the Queen acquired the Bath Road Retail Park in Slough, just a short distance from Windsor Castle, as part of the Crown estate. Among its tenants was a McDonald's restaurant, making the Queen a landlord for one of the world's most famous fast food chains. While the idea of royalty and Big Macs might seem worlds apart, this quirky ownership was a prime example of the Crown estate's savvy investment strategy. The retail park generates significant income for the monarchy, aligning with its mission to sustain royal finances through commercial ventures. The McDonald's itself was not an ordinary branch. It featured upgraded interiors, offering leather seating, digital menus, and even valet service, reflecting its royal connection. Though the Queen likely never visited the drive-thru herself, its proximity to Windsor Castle often sparked playful speculation among locals and tourists. The unusual pairing of monarchy and modern retail demonstrated how Elizabeth's reign embraced both tradition and modernity in unexpected ways. From this surprising investment, we move to a symbol of automotive luxury and statecraft, the Bentley State Limousine, a vehicle custom-made for the Queen's Jubilee celebrations. 12. Bentley State Limousine, the Queen's Regal Ride. The Bentley State Limousine, a custom-made vehicle presented to Queen Elizabeth II for her Golden Jubilee in 2002, is the epitome of automotive luxury and statecraft. Designed to reflect the Queen's status and provide unparalleled comfort, it became one of the most recognizable symbols of her modern monarchy. This one-of-a-kind vehicle is a blend of sophistication and practicality. Its bodywork and glass are both bomb-proof and bulletproof, ensuring the Queen's safety during official engagements. Powered by a 6.75-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, the car delivers an impressive 400 horsepower and can reach speeds of up to 130 miles per hour, although it's rarely driven at such speeds. The limousine's interior is equally impressive, featuring lamb's wool-clad rear seats and ample legroom to accommodate the Queen's regal attire. It's designed to offer the Queen clear visibility to the public, with an elevated rear seating position and large unobstructed windows. Beyond its engineering marvel, the Bentley State Limousine is a symbol of the monarchy's modernization, incorporating cutting-edge technology without compromising tradition. It served the Queen faithfully for decades, appearing in countless state events, from jubilees to royal weddings. As we step away from this luxurious ride, we now turn to a vehicle that holds a more personal place in the Queen's collection. A 1984 Jaguar Daimler Saloon, designed for her comfort and practicality during private moments. 13. The 1984 Jaguar Daimler Saloon, a personal favorite among Queen Elizabeth II's impressive collection of vehicles. The 1984 Jaguar Daimler Double Six Saloon stands out for its personal and practical significance. This bespoke car, custom-made to the Queen's specifications, was designed for use on her private Windsor estate. It reflects her understated approach to luxury and her love for precision engineering. The Jaguar features several modifications tailored to the Queen's needs. Its plush leather interiors offered comfort during her drives, while the exterior boasted subtle yet regal touches, including a custom shade of British racing green. One particularly unique feature was the rear bench, modified to accommodate her beloved corgis, ensuring they could ride in comfort alongside her. The vehicle also included advanced communication systems for the time, allowing the Queen to stay connected while traveling. Whether used for casual drives around her estate or short journeys to nearby events, the Jaguar became a trusted companion in her day-to-day life. Though it was auctioned in 2010, the car remains a fascinating part of her collection, demonstrating her practical side alongside her regal persona. Its design perfectly encapsulated Elizabeth's ability to balance tradition with functionality. From this beloved personal car, we now turn to a larger symbol of royal practicality and prestige: the Range Rover, a vehicle that the Queen herself often drove with pride. 14. Range Rover, the Queen's trusted companion. Queen Elizabeth II's affinity for Range Rovers is well documented, making the iconic British vehicle a staple in her royal car collection. The Queen's relationship with the brand began in the 1970s, and it became her preferred choice for both official engagements and private outings. Unlike other cars in her collection, the Range Rover symbolized her practicality and down-to-earth approach to everyday activities. The Queen was often seen driving the vehicle herself, a rare and endearing sight for a monarch. One memorable instance occurred in 2010, during the Royal Windsor Horse Show, where she confidently navigated the event grounds behind the wheel of her Range Rover. Her personal connection to the vehicle was undeniable. It provided her with a sense of independence and control, even amidst the trappings of royal life. Her custom Range Rovers included bespoke features such as plush interiors, discreet communication systems, and even a custom corgi figurine on the bonnet, a nod to her beloved pets. These vehicles weren't just for show. They were built to withstand rugged terrains, reflecting the Queen's love for the outdoors and countryside. The Range Rover perfectly encapsulated Elizabeth's ability to blend regal authority with relatable charm. As we leave behind the roads she traveled, let's turn our attention to the treasures she wore. Her iconic jewelry collection, starting with the famous Cullinan Diamond. 15. The Cullinan Diamond, a jewel of unparalleled splendor. The Cullinan Diamond is among the most remarkable treasures in Queen Elizabeth II's extensive jewelry collection. Discovered in South Africa in 1905, it remains the largest gem-quality diamond ever found, weighing an astonishing 3,106 carats in its rough state. The diamond was presented to King Edward VII as a gesture of goodwill, eventually becoming part of the crown jewels. The diamond was cut into 9 major stones and 96 smaller gems, with the 2 largest, Cullinan I and Cullinan II, being the most famous. The Cullinan I, also known as the Great Star of Africa, adorns the sovereign's scepter and weighs an impressive 530.2 carats. The Cullinan II, set in the imperial state crown, weighs 317.4 carats and is prominently displayed at royal events. For Queen Elizabeth II, these gems were more than just symbols of wealth. They were a testament to the historical ties between Britain and its former colonies. The Cullinan Diamond often appeared during state ceremonies, dazzling onlookers with its unmatched brilliance. Elizabeth also owned several smaller Cullinan-cut diamonds, which she incorporated into necklaces, brooches, and other pieces. These jewels were versatile and carried the weight of history, making them some of the most cherished items in her collection. As we leave the radiance of the Cullinan Diamond, we move to another iconic piece of royal jewelry, the Vladimir Tiara, a symbol of elegance and resilience. 16. The Vladimir Tiara, a tale of elegance and survival. The Vladimir Tiara is one of the most fascinating pieces in Queen Elizabeth II's jewelry collection, combining elegance with a remarkable history. Originally created in 1874 for Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna of Russia, this tiara features a unique design of interlocking diamond circles, each suspending a drop-shaped pearl. Its craftsmanship and beauty made it a favorite among European royalty. The tiara's story took a dramatic turn during the Russian Revolution. Hidden in a secret compartment by a loyal servant, it was smuggled out of Russia and eventually sold to Queen Mary, Elizabeth's grandmother, in 1921. Mary, known for her love of collecting royal jewelry, had the tiara restored to its original glory. Queen Elizabeth inherited the Vladimir Tiara in 1953, adding it to her collection of iconic headpieces. The tiara's versatility was one of its most striking features. It could be worn with pearls, emeralds, or without any pendants at all. Elizabeth often wore the tiara for state banquets and official portraits, pairing it with other pieces from her extensive collection. The Vladimir Tiara represents resilience and adaptability, much like the Queen herself. It is a reminder of the tumultuous history of Europe's royal families and their enduring legacies. From the graceful arcs of this historic tiara, we now turn to a more modern treasure in Elizabeth's collection, the South African diamond necklace, a dazzling gift of international significance. 17. The South African diamond necklace, a gift of gratitude. The South African diamond necklace is a shining example of how Queen Elizabeth II's jewelry collection reflects her global connections. This remarkable piece was presented to her in 1947, during her first royal tour as Princess Elizabeth, to celebrate her 21st birthday. The necklace was a gift from the South African government, symbolizing goodwill and a shared history. Crafted from 21 exquisite diamonds, the necklace originally featured a single row of glittering stones. Each diamond was individually set to highlight its brilliance, and the piece was accompanied by a matching bracelet. The centerpiece of the necklace, a large, radiant diamond, showcased the exceptional craftsmanship behind its creation. Elizabeth cherished this necklace, wearing it on numerous occasions throughout her reign. Its timeless design allowed it to be paired with both modern and traditional outfits, demonstrating her impeccable sense of style. In 1952, the necklace was modified to include additional diamonds, further enhancing its grandeur. This gift held deep sentimental value, marking one of the first significant international gestures Elizabeth received as a young royal. It symbolized her burgeoning role on the global stage and the enduring ties between Britain and South Africa. 18. Diplomatic gifts, tokens of global esteem. Throughout her reign, Queen Elizabeth II received countless gifts from world leaders, each reflecting their admiration and respect for her as a global figure. These diplomatic tokens varied widely, from exquisite jewelry to rare artifacts, showcasing the diverse cultures and histories of the nations she visited or hosted. One of the most iconic gifts was the diamond and ruby necklace from King Faisal of Saudi Arabia in 1967. The necklace, crafted by Cartier, features a dazzling array of rubies and diamonds arranged in a bold and intricate design. This piece became a staple in the Queen's collection, often worn during state banquets and formal occasions. Another notable gift was the ivory sculpture presented by Kenya during a state visit in the 1970s. This intricately carved piece depicted traditional Kenyan wildlife and culture, symbolizing the nation's rich heritage and its ties to the Commonwealth. Gifts weren't limited to jewelry and artifacts. The Queen also received live animals, such as an elephant from Cameroon and a pair of beavers from Canada. These animals found homes in British zoos, continuing their roles as symbols of diplomatic goodwill. Each gift was a testament to the Queen's unparalleled diplomatic influence and her ability to foster relationships with nations worldwide. As we move from these tokens of esteem, we delve into the Queen's private jewelry collection, a treasure trove of heirlooms and personal pieces. 19. The private jewelry collection, a legacy of personal elegance. While the crown jewels and other ceremonial pieces garnered much attention, Queen Elizabeth II's private jewelry collection was equally remarkable. Comprising personal gifts, family heirlooms, and modern acquisitions, this collection reflected her individual style and deep sentimental connections. One of the most treasured pieces was the Prince Albert sapphire brooch, gifted to Queen Victoria by her husband, Prince Albert, in 1840. This stunning brooch, featuring a large oval sapphire surrounded by diamonds, was often worn by Elizabeth on formal occasions, linking her to her royal lineage. The Queen also owned the Delhi Durbar tiara, inherited from Queen Mary. This ornate headpiece, adorned with diamonds and emeralds, symbolized the grandeur of the British Empire at its height. Elizabeth occasionally wore it for state events, demonstrating its enduring significance. Another cherished item was the flower basket brooch, presented to Elizabeth by her parents to celebrate the birth of Prince Charles in 1948. This charming piece, shaped like a basket of flowers, showcased her sentimental side and her role as a mother. Her private collection wasn't just about grandeur. It also included simpler, meaningful pieces, such as pearl necklaces gifted by her father. These understated items highlighted Elizabeth's appreciation for timeless elegance and family connections. From this intimate collection, we now move to our final treasure, the Queen's deep and enduring legacy. 20. The legacy of Her Majesty's treasures. Queen Elizabeth II's treasures were far more than an extraordinary collection of material wealth. They were symbols of a legacy that spanned decades and reflected the evolving role of monarchy in a modern world. Each possession, from grand palaces to delicate jewels, told a story of history, tradition, and the Queen's unique approach to her duties as a monarch. Her estates, such as Balmoral and Sandringham, were not only homes but sanctuaries where she found solace amidst the pressures of public life. The crown jewels and personal jewelry represented the enduring grandeur of her role, connecting her to centuries of British history. Even the more unexpected items, like her McDonalds DriveThru or the annual Swan upping tradition, illustrated the monarchy's ability to adapt and remain relevant in a changing world. Beyond their opulence, these treasures carried deep emotional and cultural significance. They were reminders of her ties to the Commonwealth, her relationships with world leaders, and her unwavering commitment to public service. They also showcased her personal touch, whether it was the practicality of her Range Rover or the sentimental value of a family heirloom. These possessions reflected a balance of tradition and humanity. As her reign came to a close, these treasures became part of the legacy she left behind, a testament to her life's work and the monarchy's enduring place in history. Queen Elizabeth II's treasures will continue to captivate and inspire, just as her extraordinary life and reign did for generations. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.